Hello gamers, I'm Felonyus. Thanks for joining. Here to play some Magic, do some drafting. Hello gamers. Happy Monday, happy 2025. This is our first stream of the new year. And we're here to do some Foundations drafts. Happy Monday, happy 2025. This is our first top end of the new year. And we're here to do some Foundations drafts. Happy Monday, happy 2025. This is our first top end of the new year. And we're here to do some Foundations drafts. Got Innistrad Remastered coming out soon. Got Innistrad Remastered coming out soon. Foundations was a fun winter set. The winter set always lasts longer than the rest of them. We've had some nice breaks with Pioneer Masters and the like, but Foundations was a fun winter set. Winter set always Foundations has been a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing what Standard how Standard plays out over the next couple of years. I look forward to seeing what these 5-year rotation set. How Standard plays out over the next couple of years. I look forward to seeing these 5-year rotation set. How Standard plays out over the next couple of years. These 5-year rotation set. Looks like we got kicked out of that queue. We'll get the next one. Looks like we got kicked out of that queue. We'll get the next one. Looks like we got kicked out of that queue. We'll get the next one. Game time. Let's hop into this draft, see if we can open something juicy. Game time. Let's hop into this draft, see if we can open something juicy. Game time. Let's hop into this draft, see if we can open something juicy. Pack one, pick one. New draft. New world. New me. Kiora is a good card. Good rare. I like playing blue in this set. New me. The only other card that stands out as a first pick is Stab. It's not better than Kiora, so Kiora it is. The only other card that stands out as a first pick is Stab. It's not better than Kiora. What was in that last pack? Our opponent's passes Blasphemous Edict and a Kellen? Oh man, decisions. What was in that last pack? Our opponent's passes Blasphemous Edict and a Kellen. Both of those cards are very good. Oh man, decisions. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Blasphemous Edict. Both of those cards are very good. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Blasphemous Edict. Both of those cards are very good. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Blasphemous Edict. Man. What a pick, too. I really do like playing Kellen, but Blasphemous Edict is awesome. It's a good bomb. Man, what a pick, too. Kellen's also a bomb, but I think we're going to get a little bit more game out of this Blasphemous Edict. Alright, there's a Burglar Rat. Should go with the blue-black deck. If we had taken Kellen, this pack would be pretty dry looking. Taking Kellen, this pack would be... how about that? Pick 4 Dreadwing Scavenger. We made the right choice. And we're going to get rewarded for it. Blue-black Signpost Uncommon. Pick 4. That's awesome. And we started with 2 great rares. And we're going to get rewarded for it. Blue-black Signpost Uncommon. This is a fine way to start a draft. Started with 2 great rares. And we're going to get rewarded for it. Blue-black Signpost Uncommon. This is a fine way to start a draft. Pilfer or a Soul Caller. or a Soul Caller. See Rune Sealed Wall. Card doesn't really excite me a whole lot. I'm gonna take Pilfer, maybe? Card doesn't really excite me. I think I'll take my first Pilfer over my first Soul Caller. I think I'll take my first Pilfer over my. No, wait together. Some good red cards in this pack. Runaway Together is not very good. These red cards make me want to consider moving into possibly black-red, but Runaway Together can do some work in the blue-black deck. Possibly black-red, but Runaway Together can do some work in the blue-black deck. I guess I'll take this Gorehorn Raider. In case we end up splashing red. I guess I'll take this Gorehorn Raider. Light Shell Duo or a Lunar Insight. Splashing red. I like Lunar Insight enough to play it. Lunar Insight. I like Lunar Insight. If it draws you 2 cards, enough to play it. Cool. If it draws you 3 cards, that's awesome. And sometimes it draws more, but if it draws you 2 cards, Light Shell Duo looks pretty good here. If it draws you 3 cards, that's awesome. And sometimes it draws more. No, I do like Lunar Insight in a deck with Infestation Sages. No, I do like Lunar Insight in a deck with Infestation Sages. Kind of tough to take this over the Light Shell Duo, but I'm gonna do it. Light Shell Duo just ends up being really good in this format. To take this over the Light Shell Duo. Talarian Terror. Light Shell Duo just ends up being really good. For a Campus Guide, I think I'm going to take this Talarian Terror in case I can actually get enough instants and sorceries to make it work. For a Campus Guide. Imprisoned in the Moon, it is removal. It's not removal we're excited to play, but it is indeed. Gorehorn Raider, we could possibly splash it with this Swiftwater Cliff. That looks nice, but Refute is one of the best blue commons. Gorehorn Raider, it might be the best blue common, so we're going to take that on the wheel. That looks nice, but Refute is Revenge of the Rats probably won't get played. Fake Your Own Death could make its way in here. Revenge of the Rats probably won't get played. I like the idea of a Campus Guide, but Fake Your Own Death is actually pretty strong. Wow, another Kellen? Campus Guide, but Fake Your Own Death is actually that's crazy. Wow, another Kellen? Campus Guide, but Fake Your Own Death is actually that's crazy. Wow, another Kellen? Alright, so I'm between this Vampire Gourmand and the Essence Scatter. Alright, so I'm between this Vampire Gourmand. I think they are very close. The fact that I have this Talarian Terror makes me want to just take Essence Scatter. I think they are very close. The fact that I have this Talarian Terror makes me. Gourmand is just so strong though, getting in unblocked attacks, and I don't have many 2-drop creatures. Gourmand is just so strong though, getting in unblocked attacks, and I don't have many 2-drop creatures. Gourmand is just so strong. I'm gonna take Essence Scatter here. Extravagant Replication. We're an Arbiter of Woe. Oh man. Choices. Extravagant Replication is fun. It's not necessarily the best card, but it is fun. Arbiter of Woe is definitely very, very good. Not necessarily the best card. It's a good way to top off your blue-black deck, but I like the idea of playing Extravagant Replication. That seems fun. Let's try it out. A good way to top off your blue-black deck. Ooh, Eaten Alive? I like the idea of playing Extravagant Replication. I like the look of that. Maybe we can wheel that Burglar Rat. Ooh, Eaten Alive? Pack from pick 1. I like the look of that. Maybe we can wheel that Burglar Rat. Eaten Alive? Pack from pick 1. Think twice over a Vengeful Blood Witch or a Hungry Ghoul. Think twice is really good. I take it whenever I see it if I'm playing blue-black. Or a Hungry Ghoul. There's another Talarian Terror. Twice is really good. We have a lot of instants and sorceries. I take it whenever I see it if I'm playing blue-black. Or a Hungry Ghoul. There's another Talarian Terror. Twice is really good. We have a lot of instants and sorceries. Soul Shackled Zombie looks like it could be a good pick too. Soul Shackled Zombie. But I'm going to take the Terror. I think we're early enough that pick 2 can pick up the instants and sorceries I need to make that work. But I'm going to take the Terror. I think we're early enough that run away. Pick up the instants and sorceries. Together with a monster. All right. Vampire Soul Caller. Or run away together. The monster. All right. Vampire Soul Caller. Or run away together. I'm gonna take this Soul Caller. Think. I'm gonna take this Soul Caller. There's a Light Shell Duo. I'm gonna take this Soul Caller. Fleeting Distraction to tick up our Talarian Terror. Or Witness Protection. I think I'm going to take Fleeting Distraction, because Witness Protection isn't that good of a removal spell. Or Witness Protection. And we have 2 Terrors, so the more cantrips that we have, the better in this deck. Or Witness Protection. And we have 2 Terrors, so the more cantrips that we have, the better in this deck. And we have 2 Terrors, so the more cantrips that we have, the better in this deck. Sanguine Siphoner could make the deck. Looks like we need 2 drops. Self-Reflection is definitely a consideration for self-mill, but I'm just going to take the Siphoner just to be safe. Make sure I have enough 2 drops to carry me there. Oh, actually, Gutless Plunderer could be fine in this deck to fill our graveyard. Oh, actually, Gutless Plunderer. Blasphemous Edict number 2. Fill our graveyard. This is quite a control deck we're amassing, isn't it? Blasphemous Edict number 2. Alright. This is quite a control deck we're amassing, isn't it? Blasphemous Edict number 2. Alright. This is quite a control deck we're amassing, isn't it? This pack's pretty empty for us. Hungry Ghoul is our pick. This pack's pretty empty for us. Move for a Light Shell Duo. For a Light Shell Duo. Ooh, a Tiny Bones. Only have a couple ways to make him discard, but that's a good creature. Ooh, a Tiny Bones. Only have a couple ways to make him discard, but that's a good creature. Ooh, a Tiny Bones. Only have a couple ways. Heraldic Banner looks like it could be okay, but my creature count's kind of low. I like the idea of making extra mana, though. Banner looks like it could be okay, but my creature count's kind of low. I like the idea of making extra mana, though. Banner looks like it could be okay, but I'm just going to take Runaway together, increase our instant sorcery count. Ooh, a Big Fin Bouncer. Yeah. I'm just going to take Runaway together, increase that card's good. Instant sorcery count. It's another way to make our opponent discard cards over this Billowing Shriek Mass. That card's good. It's another way to make our opponent discard cards over this Grappling Kraken or Uncharted Voyage. Grappling Kraken or Uncharted Voyage. Take Uncharted Voyage. There's another Light Shell Duo. I'm going to take that over this Goldvein pick, because I don't think Goldvein pick's going to be very good for us. Take Uncharted Voyage. There's another Light Shell Duo. I'm going to take that over this Goldvein pick, because I don't think Goldvein pick's going to be very good for us. Lunar Insight looks a little bit worse without any 1-drops. Lunar Insight looks a little bit worse without any 1-drops. I don't think I need 3 Light Shell Duos in here. I don't think I need 3 Light Shell Duos in here. guess Runesealed Wall does help us get to the edicts. Runesealed Wall does help us get to the edicts. But we're going to have to cut cards. That's probably going to be one of them. But we're going to have to cut cards. That's probably going to be one of them. Taking out Imprisoned in the Moon, because I have these. And I think Runaway Together might be the last cut. Because I have these. Leaves us with 10 instants and sorceries. The last cut. Leaves us with 10 instants and sorceries. Yeah, I initially evaluated Lunar Insight as not good enough. Because it seems very much like a win more card. But refilling your hand after you empty it is a pretty strong effect. Because it seems very much like a win more card. But refilling your hand after you... What did I take that over? Is a pretty strong effect. Yeah, I took that over an Inspiration from Beyond. But that was before I had any Tellurian Terrors. Yeah, I took that over. I'd say that was probably wrong, though. Inspiration from Beyond would be really good in here. Before I had any Tellurian Terrors. I'd say that was probably wrong, though. Inspiration from Beyond would be really good in here. This deck looks strong. I'm ready to run it. Let's see. Do we need double black or double blue more? I feel like double black is more important. Despite what the auto shuffler has decided. The auto assigner. Despite what the auto shuffler has decided. The auto assigner. Alright. Let's have some fun with this. Blue black, see if we can wipe the board. Make things happen. Alright. Let's have some fun with this. Blue black, see if we can wipe the board. Make things happen. Alright. Let's have some fun with this. Blue black, see if we can wipe the board. Make things happen. This looks good to me. Let's run it. This looks good to me. Let's run it. This looks good to me. Let's run it. If you have Ambush Wolf, if he has Ambush Wolf, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. I like the idea of using my 2 mana to counter his 1 mana. Using my 2 mana spell to counter his 3-drop. I like the idea of using my 2 mana to counter his. It's like this is not what's going to happen though. My 2 mana spell to counter his 3-drop. I like the idea of using my 2 mana to counter his. It's like now we can leave up Refute. Next turn, have Essence Scatter. Now we can leave up Refute. Next turn, have Essence Scatter. Now we can leave up Refute. Next turn, have Essence Scatter. I'm playing the Hungry Ghoul so that I have some blockers for his soldiers. Keeping up Essence Scatter. Next turn I can Pilfer and Refute. For his soldiers. Keeping up Essence Scatter. Next turn opponent has a fleeting flight and Refute. For his soldiers. Keeping up Essence Scatter. Next turn opponent has a fleeting flight and Refute. Opponent has fleeting flight, So I'm just going to take the 3 here instead of losing my creature and taking more soon. Opponent has fleeting flight, so I'm just going to take the 3 here instead of losing my creature and taking more soon. Opponent has fleeting flight, so I'm just going to take the 3 here instead of losing my creature and taking more soon. Nice. Nice. Got his Curator. That is huge. 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 I had hoped to get his Icewind Elemental instead. That's okay. I hoped to get his Icewind Elemental instead. That's okay. I hoped to get his Icewind Elemental instead. That's okay. I don't want to take any more damage from that thing, so I want to put it back on top of his library and then have the mana to counter it next turn. So I want to put it back on top of his library and then have the mana to counter it next turn. I want to put it back on top of his library and then have the mana to counter it next turn. I'm letting that resolve because, well, it doesn't look very good against a Tolarian Terror. I'm letting that resolve because, well, it doesn't look very good against a Tolarian Terror. Counter his flyer. Well, it doesn't look very good against a Tolarian Terror. Counter start beating down. Beating down. Oh, give me a break. Simone is a pretty good draw here for our opponent. Start beating down. Oh, does not get a whole lot better than that. Simone is a pretty good draw here for our opponent. Yeah, I should have used this before the spell resolve. That's okay. Simone is a pretty good draw here for our opponent. Yeah, I should have used this before the spell resolve. That's okay. Yeah, I should have used this before the spell. Another land. Damn. That is brutal. 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 The idea is that I draw removal for Zimone, so I keep applying pressure with the 5 damage. The idea is because I can't win a long game against Zimone. Applying pressure with the 5 damage. I only need to draw a non-land card. And a few too many land top decks. I only need to draw a non-land card. And a few too many land top decks. That helps. That helps. That helps. Yeah, it's not great, but it is kind of the best creature in my deck. Yeah, it's not great, but it is kind of the best creature in my deck. Yeah, it's not great, but it is kind of the best creature in my deck. Damn, that's Zimone. Maybe I should have let Icewind Elemental resolve. Might have been able to race. Damn, that's I probably would have been able to race if I had let that resolve. Maybe I should have let Icewind Elemental resolve. Might have been able to race. Damn, I probably would have been able to race if I had let that resolve. Should have let Icewind Elemental resolve. Might have been able to race. I probably would have been able to race if I had let that resolve. Should have let Icewind Elemental resolve. Oh, we forgot to use Zimone. Nice. Oh, we forgot to use Zimone. Nice. Oh, we forgot to use Zimone. Nice. Oh, we forgot to use Zimone. I don't think I can attack through that anymore. I don't think I can attack through that anymore. How many times can this guy forget to double his counters? Is that 3 times? I don't think I can attack through that anymore. How many times can this guy forget to double his counters? Is that 3 times? How many times can this guy forget to double his counters? Just twice. Just twice. Just twice. Well, the Dreadwing Scavenger was a good draw. Though, well, the Dreadwing Scavenger we are just dead to a big Youthful Valkyrie. So we can't actually attack. Though, we are just dead to a big Youthful Valkyrie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because he can just put 1 counter on Valkyrie and then double it next turn to attack me for 7. So I can't actually attack with my Scavenger. Because he can just put 1 counter on Valkyrie. I suppose the plan now is to get a second Blasphemous Edict. So I can't actually attack with my Scavenger. Because he can just put 1 counter on Valkyrie. I suppose the plan now is to get a second Blasphemous Edict. I can't actually attack with my Scavenger. I suppose the plan now is to get a second Blasphemous Edict. I guess Tiny Bones doesn't really do anything. I'd rather just get Talarian Terror out. But I want to have... I guess Tiny Bones doesn't really do anything. I'd rather just get Talarian Terror out. But I want to have something to stabilize with after I Blasphemous Edict. Something to stabilize with after I Blasphemous Edict. Something to stabilize with after I Blasphemous Edict. Tiny Bones keeps him from holding back cards in his hand. So there's that. Tiny Bones keeps him from holding back cards in his hand. There's that. Tiny Bones keeps him from holding back cards in his hand. Yes. Yes. Oh, I think he just realized that Simone has an effect, or an activated ability, I mean. Oh, I think he just realized that Simone has an effect, or an activated ability, I mean. Oh, I think he just realized that Simone has an effect, or an activated ability. I'll just make a copy of Big Fin Bouncer, bounce his Valkyrie, make him discard it. Oh man, what a top deck. I'll just make a copy of Big Fin Bouncer, bounce his Valkyrie, make him discard it. Oh man, what a top deck. Just make a copy of Big Fin Bouncer. Good game. What a combo. Extravagant Replication, Big Fin Bouncer, Tiny Bones. Good game. That was awesome. What a combo. Extravagant Replication, Big Fin Bouncer, Tiny Bones. That was awesome. That was a good game. Our opponent stabilized really well after we played Blasphemous Edict, and then we top decked that Dreadwing Scavenger to keep from dying. Really well after we played Blasphemous Edict. Good match to start the day. And we top decked that Dreadwing Scavenger to keep from dying. Next. Good match to start the day. And we top decked that Dreadwing Scavenger to keep from dying. Next. Good match to start the day. Looks good to me. Couple of expensive cards in this hand, but we'll get there. Maybe. Hopefully. Couple of expensive cards in this hand, but we'll get there. Maybe. Hopefully. Expensive cards in this hand, but we'll get there. Maybe. Hopefully. Expensive cards in this Brineborn Cutthroat with Hexproof. Alright. Brineborn Cutthroat with Hexproof. Makes my Big Fin Bouncer look pretty awkward, doesn't it? Alright. Brineborn Cutthroat with Hexproof. Makes my Big Fin Bouncer look pretty awkward, doesn't it? Alright. Makes my Big Fin Bouncer look pretty awkward, doesn't it? I'm actually going to play this because I want to block. I'm actually going to play this because I want to block. I'm actually going to play this because I want to block. It's like our opponent has an Essence Scatter up, maybe. Make your move. Luminous Rebuke. Like our opponent has an Essence Protection. Maybe. I'm going to take this Make Your Move so he doesn't have anything for our Extravagant Replication. Protection. Maybe. I'm going to take this Make Your Move so he doesn't have anything for our Extravagant Replication. make your move so he doesn't have anything for our extravagant replication. Yeah, honestly, that's fine. I'm gonna let that resolve, because I'm just gonna blasphemous edict away his board. Yeah, honestly, that's fine. Soon. I'm gonna let that resolve, because I'm just gonna blasphemous edict away his board. Yeah, honestly, that's fine. Soon. I'm gonna let that resolve, because I'm just gonna blasphemous edict away his board. Yeah, honestly, that's fine. Soon. I'm gonna let that resolve, because I'm just gonna blasphemous edict away his board. Think twice is kind of awkward, isn't it? Think twice is kind of awkward, isn't it? I guess in this situation, I will just pass. Take some damage in the sky. I guess keep up think twice, because I don't necessarily want to blasphemous edict if I don't have to. Damage in the sky. I guess keep up think twice, because I don't necessarily want to blasphemous edict if I don't have to. Damage in the sky. Keep up think twice, because I don't necessarily. Authority of the Consuls is cool. Definitely. Authority of the Consuls is cool. Definitely. Authority of the Consuls is cool. Definitely. He's thinking twice about our think twice. Perhaps thinking a third time. He's thinking twice about our think twice. Maybe he didn't realize he was going to get priority because he has Luminous Rebuke up for his own creatures. I don't know. I don't know. There's an island. I wanted that last turn, but that's okay. I don't know. There's an island. I wanted that last turn, but that's okay. There's an island. I wanted that last turn, but that's okay. Do I want to take 5 damage next turn? I don't know if I really do. Not when he has that removal spell to take out our Big Fin Bouncer. 5 damage next turn? I don't know if I really do. Not when he has that removal spell to take out our Big Fin Bouncer. It's okay. I'll take some more damage. I have Blasphemous Edict and lots of cards. I'm gonna do it. It's okay. I'll take some more damage. I have Blasphemous Edict and lots of cards. I'll take some more damage. I have Blasphemous Edict and lots of cards. If he wants to cast Luminous Rebuke on his turn, he can't, but then he's tapped out, and I can Edict him, and then his removal's gone. If he wants to cast Luminous Rebuke on his turn, he can't, but then he's tapped out, and I can Edict him, and then his removal's gone. If he wants to cast Luminous Rebuke on his turn, he can't, but then he's tapped out, and this was a calculated risk. Oh, 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 he wants to save his Luminous Rebuke? Okay. I see. Oh, he wants to save his Luminous Rebuke? Okay. Now my Blasphemous Edict is significantly worse. Oh, he wants to save his Luminous Rebuke? Okay. Now my Blasphemous Edict is significantly worse. Oh, he wants to save his Luminous Rebuke? Okay. Now my Blasphemous Edict is significantly worse. I don't want to die to that Sky Mage. I expected him to blow up my thing instead of making it so my edict is significantly worse, but honestly, I expected him to blow up my thing. Good play, opponent. Making it so my edict is significantly worse, but honestly, I expected him to blow up my thing. Good play, opponent. Making it so my edict is significantly worse, but honestly, I expected him to blow up. Good play, opponent. He gets to give that haste, and I'm on a 5-turn clock. I only have 4 turns. He gets to give that haste, and I'm on a 5-turn clock. I only have 4 turns. He gets to give that haste, and I'm on a 5-turn clock. I only have 4 turns. That's a nice counter spell. That's a nice counter spell. That's a nice counter spell. I guess it'd be nice to draw some cards. I guess it'd be nice to draw some cards. I guess it'd be nice to draw some cards. Yeah, so we got a Johnny. Now we blow up everything. Get back our terror. Yeah, so we got a Johnny. Hope our opponent doesn't draw something with 3 power to attack us with. Get back our terror. Yeah, so we got a Johnny. Hope our opponent doesn't draw something with 3 power to attack us with. Get back our terror. Hope our opponent doesn't draw something with 3 power to attack us with. Swiftfoot Boots. Swiftfoot Boots. Can we get there? Swiftfoot Boots. Can we get there? Can we get there? Good game. Wow, close one. Close one. Good game. Wow, close one. Close one. That game. Wow, close one. Those Swiftfoot Boots are actually pretty good. That kept us on the back foot. Swiftfoot Boots are actually pretty good. Stopped us from gaining a mana advantage with Big Fin Bouncer. Stopped us from gaining another one with Big Fin Bouncer. Yeah, that was pretty strong. I haven't played with Swiftfoot Boots, but I imagine it could be fine in a deck with like Atali, Primal Conqueror. I haven't played with Swiftfoot Boots. Or maybe some other big creatures. Maybe Drakuseth, for example. Primal Conqueror. Or maybe some other big creatures. Okay, this hand looks fine. Doesn't look great. But I have to think twice. Hopefully that'll draw us into something to do on turn 3. But Lightshell Duo is a nice wall on turn 4. That'll draw us into something to do on turn 3. But Lightshell Duo is a nice wall on turn 4. That'll draw us into something to do on turn 3. But Lightshell Duo is a nice wall on turn 4. I'm not going to crack the Think Twice. I want this Talarian Terror. Oh. I'm not going to crack the Think Twice. Well then. I want this Talarian Terror. Okay, fine. I'll crack the Think Twice. I gotta make sure I hit my 5th land. Well then. I want this Talarian Terror. Okay, fine. I'll crack the Think Twice. I gotta make sure I hit my 5th land. Well then. Okay, fine. I'll crack the Think Twice. I gotta make sure I hit my 5th land. Yeah, I'll just keep those on top. Yeah, I'll just keep those on top. Yeah, I'll just keep those on top. Huh. Well, that makes things awkward, doesn't it? Well, that makes things awkward, doesn't it? Well, that makes things awkward, doesn't it? Sylvan Scavenging makes things awkward for us. Green-white deck means he probably has answers for Extravagant Replication. Green-white deck means he probably has answers for Extravagant Replication. Green-white deck means he probably has answers for Extravagant Replication. We'll see. We're at 18 life. Seems like a safe time to play Extravagant Replication. There's a chance he just kills both of our creatures and attacks for far too much, but yeah. I mean, we had a thought that he probably had Artifact and Enchantment removal in a green-white deck. Pretty obvious. But yeah. I mean, we had a thought that he probably had Artifact and Enchantment removal in a green-white deck. Pretty obvious. So that was certainly a wasted turn. Putting Tiny Bones out and then Uncharted Voyaging here when he attacks to turn off the card he draws probably would have been the better play. Tiny Bones out and then Uncharted Voyaging here when he attacks to turn off the card he draws probably would have been the better play. But I wasn't sure I'd ever get another chance to play Extravagant Replication. But I wasn't sure I'd ever get another chance to play Extravagant Replication. Oh, I get to kill 2 of them and save my blasphemous edict. I get to kill 2 of them and save my blasphemous edict. I actually like this plan. I get this back, which means I can surveil again. And I get that treasure. I get this back, which means I can surveil again. And I get that treasure. I get this back, which means I can surveil again. And I get that treasure. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to block something else so that I could Uncharted Voyage the spinner, but that's okay. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to block something else so that I could Uncharted Voyage the spinner, but that's okay. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to block something else so that I could Uncharted Voyage the spinner, but that's okay. Things are not going well this game. Spinner of Souls, pretty absurd. I mean, he's had a pretty outrageous run of rares. Arabo into Spinner of Arabo into Sylvan Scavenging into Spinner of Souls. What can you do? He's had a pretty outrageous run of rares. Arabo. Lose. Arabo into That's all you can do. That's the answer. What can you do? Lose. That's all you can do. That's the answer. See if I can run out the rest of his cards and maybe stabilize with the Terror. See if I can run out the rest of his cards and maybe stabilize with the Terror. Guess not. See if I can run out the rest of his cards and maybe stabilize with the Terror. Guess not. Our opponent rolled pretty high there. Good for them. Our opponent rolled pretty high there. For them. We couldn't have done that much differently. We could have, there was one other turn we could have Blasphemous Edicted. We couldn't have done that much differently. Instead of taking an additional 6 damage. We could have Blasphemous Edicted. That might have been smart. Instead of taking an additional 6 but we were still going to die to Overrun in that situation. That might have been smart. Instead of taking an additional 6 but we were still going to die to Overrun in that situation. Okay. Unexpected. Okay. Unexpected. Okay. Unexpected. I'll wait a turn to get Tiny Bones out. Oh, there we go. I'll wait a turn to get Tiny Bones out. Oh, there we go. I'll wait a turn to get Tiny Bones out. Oh, Flamewake Phoenix is gone forever. Flamewake Phoenix is gone forever. Flamewake Phoenix is gone forever. I just soul collar back my burglar rat. Our opponent was in trouble there. The amount of card advantage we were going to produce. I just soul collar back my burglar rat. Our opponent was in trouble there. Nice. The amount of card. Tiny Bones and Kiora team up. 3-1. Let's keep it rolling. This deck's fun. Nice. Tiny Bones and Kiora team up. 3-1. Let's keep it rolling. This deck's fun. All right, that's a keepable hand. All right, that's a keepable hand. All right. I'll probably just use this to cycle with. Maybe. Maybe not. I'll probably just use this to cycle with. Maybe. Maybe not. I have enough lands. I could have used it if I only had 2 lands in my hand, but with a third one, I like I had plenty of opportunities to draw into what I need. Now, I think I'll just discard this. Like I had plenty of opportunities to draw into what I need. Now, I think I'll just discard this. Like I had plenty of opportunities to draw into what I need. Now, I think I'll just discard this. All right, now we got it. Thanks, Irving. I appreciate your heads up. Accidentally had my YouTube channel unmuted. All right, Light Shell Duo, what do you have for us? Heck yeah. Thanks, Irving Friday. You're very welcome. I appreciate you. Happy 2025. Oh, he must have a fake your own death. Do I really want to let him make a treasure? Probably has fake your own death, but I think that's fine. He wants to use fake your own death. He's going to get a treasure either way. Oh, he had stab. Nice, nice, nice. Honestly, I prefer that. Can't have your opponent making free treasures. That is not a recipe for success. Need one more land for that replication. That Tolarian Terror is not going to be castable for a little while. I think I might put that Tolarian Terror in the graveyard. Yeah, I want that extravagant replication against our opponent's discard deck. Try and win with a war. Win this war of attrition. I still don't want him making treasures, but I really don't want to get rid of either of my guys. I think I'm just going to let him do this again. Fake your own death on the duo? Or should I just give him one treasure? If I give him one treasure, then I actually have some game if he tries to do that in the future. Alright, and then I'll gladly trade off with his burglar rat if he attacks in using my big fin bouncer. He could have moved his gold vein pick over. I wonder why he didn't. Blasphemous Edict just doesn't look that good for me right now, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'd just like to draw a land so I can drop this replication. There it is. We are online. Now he gets to move Gold Vein Pick to the Soul Caller. Him getting a treasure from that gleaming barrier was something I did not consider. Sometimes you need a 2-drop to fill your slots. Gleaming barrier is certainly not all that exciting, but it helps get you to 7 drops easier. Ooh. Wow, that's actually quite a strong combo. Gets to bring back his Gleaming Barrier. But now he doesn't have anything in the sky for... I guess I could just make him discard that, right? Doesn't seem like a great plan, though, does it? Oh, what can I actually do here? He has a way to... I mean, Alessia brings back his creatures if I decide to race with attacks. I can discard his Runescar Demon, but then I'm in trouble in the sky, taking 6 damage. I think I actually just have to bounce his Soul Caller and hope to draw into something good. This is not something good. Oh well. We're going to have to draw into some heat. Something that allows us to interact with the board or just puts a flying blocker in the air. Big Fin Bouncer will help us not die, but I'll hold on to this land. I have a few ways to cantrip. Oh man, that is not very good. Maybe I shouldn't leave this land in my hand to cantrip. He could just like swing in with his burglar rats and then when they die, reanimate them. With Alesha. Yeah, he could have done that last turn. And missed it. Yep, that looks right. Alright, now I will play this land so he doesn't do that Alesha thing with the rats. I mean, we're just trying to delay till we draw another Blasphemous Edict, I guess, or I don't know. One of our removal spells would help a lot too. Just give us a few extra turns. We have several outs. We just have to draw them in some order. The best part of the Pilfer last turn was just to give me a prowess trigger. There we go. No! Oh, we draw discard into the Blasphemous Edict. That's okay. That's alright. That's pretty funny. I need my answer. What if I just discarded instead? Well, at least Redwing Scavenger looks like a good answer. If my opponent doesn't have a way to deal with it, then we might be in pretty good shape. Extravagant Replication could make copies of the Scavenger soon, maybe. I'm afraid of having too many Scavengers out, So I don't want to draw myself to death, but I can definitely make at least one more as a blocker. My opponent must have something interesting in hand. What are they considering? Oh yeah, bring it in. Send the team. I kind of like the idea of making him discard cards with the burglar rat. I feel like it's going to be some time before I can actually do that, so. Perhaps my opponent has his own board wipe. Indeed, they do. That's not bad. All right, 11, 12, 13. So I got 10 spells left in my 19 card deck. I don't love that. Give me 2 lands off the top. No. You got 1 land. That Day of Judgment got us good. What could we have done differently? Really nothing. We played this well. We're gonna need a top deck or removal spell to beat that Rune Scarred Demon. Well, I guess it's not top deck, it's top 3 deck. And the top 3 cards of our deck have an answer. Por favor. Taking his time with this demonic tutor. Making sure he gets something good. The right card. He had 22 cards to choose from, after all. Oh, it happens during my upkeep, so I don't even get a card? Oh man, that was the answer too. That Uncharted Voyage, that is brutal. Twice we saw our answers get looted away. That was rough. Good game. Good game. Our opponent had a pretty nice combo to have infinite cards. Too much flying damage. Him playing both of those Healer Hawks that turn was very unexpected. He must have had that Day of Judgment. No, he didn't. He drew into it because Rune Scarred Demon was the last card in his hand. Yeah. He drew into that Day of Judgment at the perfect time, honestly. We were about to take him over there. Good game. And as you saw, like, Refute was one of the top cards of our deck. Had we another turn, we would have had cards in hand to keep that Refute in hand. Yeah, just 1 turn later. We could have made a copy of the Light Shell Duo to Surveil. Made sure I drew something good. All right, 3 and 2 with this blue-black deck. Having fun. I haven't got to attack with an 8/8 Kraken produced by Fiora yet, or Kiora. This is not the best of hands, seeing as I have nothing to do before turn 4. Hey, we drew something. Something to do. I will be tempted to eat alive that mischievous mystic. Yeah, we're going to kill that next turn. We're going to make that dead. There we go. No value off the Mystic. He did get a treasure, but at least he didn't get any flyers. Beastkin Ranger. I mean, that's a pretty good creature to get through Lightshell Duo with. Seeing as how he has that Gold Vein pick. That is annoying. Oh, we're in trouble. We are in a lot of trouble. What a curve from our opponent on the play. And he still has that treasure. All right, we'll draw our land next turn. I'd rather stop him from getting a treasure, wouldn't I? I'll take this thing out because Lightshell Duo can actually block the Big Fin Bouncer. Nice. Nice. Make it easy for me to choose whether or not to Blasphemous Edict by playing one more creature. I wanted to get 3. That is pretty good. Let's see. Seems like a good time for a Tolarian Terror. Had I the ability to double spell, I would have, but with only 6 mana, I could only play 1 card. Bring it on! What does he have? Giant Growth? Run away together. Okay. That's a peculiar play. I gotta say, that was a weird one. I've seen some plays, but not like that. Here we go. Here's the double spell we had discussed. Draw into a Refute. And that'll help keep the board stable for us. Oh, and I can even put that Fake Your Own Death in the graveyard with Scavenger, so I can play this for 4 mana and keep up Refute next turn. Fancy. All right. This one looks good. Our opponent sure has been spinning their wheels. All those treasures. That was weird that they decided to give up their Beastkin Ranger just to get in and attack with the bouncer. If they had just kept that thing on Beastkin Ranger, I would have been in trouble. I guess I'm not really worried about that, am I? He can have a 3/3. Perhaps it gets larger. I am happy to trade if he wants to double block. Another terror with a counterspell. Our opponent struggled to use their mana efficiently this game. And mainly, we got him pretty good with that Blasphemous Edict. Good game. Ouch. All right. Four and two with our blue-black deck. I can't conceive of any... Oh, I have a Cephalid Ink Mage? When did... I didn't realize I had that in my pool. All of a sudden, I don't really want this Soul Caller. I mean, the Soul Caller is good with Extravagant Replication. I could take out Fake Your Own Death, but it's quite good. I feel like Cephalid Ink Mage is a card I should have in this deck, though. Light Shell Duo is a possible cut. Fake Your Own Death is probably the worst card, though. You know, I don't need Soul Caller that badly. Maybe I just don't need Cephalid Ink Mage. Yeah. I have enough ways to... You know, I'll put it in over a Light Shell Duo, because it kind of has the same effect of surveilling, which is what I really wanted in there for. Alright, let's do that. I want to have the Vampire Soul Caller for, you know, post-Blasphemous Edict wipes to get back another card. It also happens to be good with Replication. Alright, and Morpheus, let's see what you've got. Morpheus is going to mulligan at least once. This deck is certainly well built. I feel like I've been getting pretty lucky with my keeps, though. Arena has not been screwing me over. Kept all 7-card hands so far today. he gonna take another? He's gonna take the burglar rat so he doesn't have to discard another card. That is funny. Pilfering away a burglar rats just because you mulliganed and don't want to discard any more cards. And it's not like either of these are terribly high value cards. I probably would have taken the same thing in his position. Well, that's awkward. There's something to bounce with the big fin. I wonder if he has Essence Scatter. But I don't really want to use my Big Fin Bouncer on that lookout. Do you have a counterspell for that? Nice. All right. I mean, this is cool. I'm down to race 2-1 for a little while. Empty board, and our opponent is countering a Big Fin Bouncer. Oh, we're getting witness protection. All right. Now our opponent's in the lead of this race. We're just patiently waiting a threat. That's nice. Essence Scatter, his Kiora. He waited to play it. He had Kiora last turn, and that's why he was waiting, thinking, well, I would like to be able to cycle away a bad card if I have the option to. Now I can just drop a Terror. And if my opponent doesn't have an answer, we get to keep up Refute. Perhaps play Kiora as well. Bake into a pie. Did he just draw the mana he needed for it? Oh, okay. That works too. He was 1 mana short. Our opponent had 1 less card than us, but we definitely made our cards go a little bit further than his. Good game. Alright, ranking up into Plat 1. Is that our 5th win? 5-2 with blue-black. Let's run it again. Also, I've changed my mind. I don't want Vampire Soulcaller. I don't think I actually need it. I just want more Light Shell duos. Alright, here we go. Good hand. We getting some great hands for this deck. I do have a lot of 2-drops. That makes it easy. When you have a lot of 2-drops in your deck... See, our opponent didn't play a 2-drop, so he wouldn't have kept that hand without having a good 3-drop. He's going to want to resolve it before I get Refute up, right? No? Alright, well, we have Think Twice. I'm going to keep up the counterspell again. Now he's afraid to play it. Keep a hand without any creatures that cost less than 4 mana. I don't really want that to be on the field, do I? No, I don't. Counter that, draw a swamp. Drew a swamp. Nailed it. Elfsworn Giant. We'll need to top deck a land to actually play it, and Tiny Bones needs to survive. Okay, so our opponent had a hand with removal and then expensive creatures. Well, that's not very good against us. I feel like red-green is going to have trouble getting rid of that terror. I'll sacrifice this rat just so that I can play my Light Shell duo too. I think having this on the board is worth more than getting in 1 extra damage with the rat. I guess I do need 1 more land. I'm going to keep 1 on top. So I want to hit 6 mana for replication. Yeah, and I'll just discard the Hungry Ghoul to this cantrip. See if he falls for that. He won't. Do I want to push in damage? No, I want to play Cephalid Ink Mage because this is going to be unblockable. Set up our next draw. Here we go. So many threats on board. Felling Blow would be pretty strong here. No, I guess... I mean... would kill the Scavenger. Okay, bite down. That's good too. Now he's got a 3/3 and a 5/4. And I am going to attack. I just top decked a Fleeting Distraction. That seems way too good to be true, right? A bit of a blowout. Get one of these last couple cards in his hand. Good game. Yeah, he had a hand that was full of removal and 4-drops, it looked like. He kept the hand with like Bite Down, Fiery Annihilation, Snare Spinner, a few lands. Who else knows what else was in there? But that is one of the problems with a red-green deck, is that occasionally you get your removal before you get your creatures, and then you can't use it. All right, 6-2, blue-black. Let's claim our trophy. One more game. Can we get 7 wins? I think so. I like this hand, too. We have a good curve. 2, 3, and I mean, Solarian Terror might be cheap enough to play on turn 4, depending on what the Ink Mage puts into our yard. I do not like this very much. Big Fin Bouncer in the yard. And Dreadwing Scavenger in the yard? Just the Bouncer. Probably just the Bouncer. It's kind of awkward. He did not spend as much mana as I wanted him to, but that's okay. Now, we get to resolve a creature, because he tapped out. And that is what we wanted to happen. Wow. Still no lands, but I really don't care. I'm going to live off of 4 lands for a little while. Shit. Man, that is outrageous. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spells to 4 lands. The top 15 cards. Madness. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh man, does he have a counterspell up now? Sure does. Fleeting Distraction, not doing a whole lot in my hand. So I wanted to cantrip and draw a card. So he has the option to get him for 6 or threaten a trade and get him for 4. Battlesong Berserker's a little strong. We definitely need one of our board wipes now. No harm in blocking with everything. That was going to happen either way. And then these trade. What a top deck. Halfway through the deck, like a 10% chance to draw. Can we draw into it? Not quite. Not quite. 18 more cards. Couldn't get one of my Blasphemous Edicts. Oof. Good game. Good game. Yeah, our opponent had a couple too many good rares there. Certainly could have played that differently. I guess I should have just played Light Shell Duo instead of Tiny Bones in that one turn. It would have gotten countered, but then I wouldn't have had the fake your own death issue the next. I mean, that wasn't even an issue. I didn't run out of cards. He just had too many threats. Good game. 6-3. Our opponent had a couple too many tricks for us in that last game. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick, and I'll be back in like 3 minutes. Play another draft. Thanks for watching, Irving Friday. Appreciate you being here, and I'll be back in a minute. Peace. All right, back into it. We had a fun 9 games with a blue-black deck. Couldn't quite get our 7 wins, went 6-3, but it was fun. We're gonna go Foundations again. This set's cool. Let's get our fill of it before Innistrad Remastered comes out. All right. What does Foundations have in store for us today? Oh, jumping back into it. Looks like we're playing blue again. First pick, Kaito. Kaito's awesome. Really fun to play with. Planeswalkers make it fun to do something a little differently in Limited. Big Fin Bouncer, Skyship Buccaneer. So a couple good blue cards that we're passing. And those are like the best cards in the pack. So we could struggle to wheel anything good from here. But we're going to take the Mythic, the Planeswalker. See if we can have fun with it. Choices. I do like Perforating Artists. I'm even okay like splashing for it in a Grixis deck. Stab. There's also Tatiova. I do like Tatiova. There's a Llanowar Elves. We could just take the Llanowar Elves and like hope that we wheel Tatiova. Then again, we could just take Stab. Black instant speed removal spells are going to help keep our Planeswalker alive a little bit better. I mean, I like the idea of these green-blue cards, but I'm going to take Stab. There's a Think Twice. Stormkirk Blood Thief is okay, but Think Twice is great. I'll take as many as I can play. I've had 4 in a deck before. Definitely got 7 wins with that deck. 4 Think Twices is a good number of Think Twices. Ooh, here we go. Baybloom Trick over a Hero's Downfall. Yeah, passed a couple good black cards, so slightly less likely we end up in black. But only slightly. Strix Lookout looks good to me. Wow, pick 6 Dazzling Angel? Yeah. I was thinking about that Healer's Hawk in the last pack, but since we didn't have any other white cards, definitely taking Strix Lookout over it. But Dazzling Angel is the best card in this pack by a fair bit. I'm going to take it. Uncharted Voyage, Scattered Barrens, Soulstone Sanctuary. I do like Soulstone Sanctuary. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Uncharted Voyage is fine, and Scoured Barrens is going to be good. Especially if we actually do play Esper. But I think I'd rather have this man land. Soul Shackled Zombie, Fleeting Distraction, or Witness Protection. Also Stroke of Midnight. I don't really like that card very much, though. I'm going to take Fleeting Distraction. Empire Soul Caller. Campus Guide over Heir Apparent, because even when you have a few Heir Apparents, it's not that good. Drumkirk Blood Thief over Inspiration from Beyond. That's awkward. Valkyrie's Call is good. Quite good. We got past a bunch of black cards late. We got past a bunch of blue cards early. I want to just take Brineborn Cutthroat. I guess I'll take Valkyrie's Call. That Dazzling Angel did come around pretty late. Refute, Shriek Mass. Now I don't know what to do. So black could be our splash. We're playing white-blue. I'm going to take Refute. I think it's the best card in that pack. I probably should have just taken Brineborn Cutthroat over the Valkyrie's Call. Pack 2 pick 1 is definitely early enough to switch to another color, but we are certainly playing blue, and we got past a bunch of good black, so I don't know. I'm not sure if that was the right move, but we do have this Campus Guide. The Soulstone Sanctuary makes it especially difficult to play a third color. Took the Dazzling Angel over a 2-drop black creature. Uncharted Voyage over this Make Your Move. I like Make Your Move, but we're not sure we're going to get to play white, so I'll take the Voyage instead. Think twice. I don't have to think twice about that one. Seeker's Folly is good, but I'd rather have another think twice. Felonyus Savior over this Elementalist Adept. I mean, that's the tough part, is do I want to switch over and make the deck? I mean, I could wheel Elementalist. Maybe not. I think moving into white was the wrong move. Yeah, definitely. Dreadwing Scavenger here. We're gonna, unless we wheel that Brineborn Cutthroat, we'll miss out on that and an Elementalist Adept, which were 2-drop flash creatures that could definitely help make this Kaito strategy work. We definitely need 2-drop creatures for Kaito to be good. And I thought switching to white would open us up to more creatures to play. I don't think that was necessarily correct, though. Felidar Savior over Elementalist Adept, and Valkyrie's Call over Brineborn Cutthroat. Do not wheel it. We'll take a dual land over another Fleeting Distraction. Yeah, having them to drop blast creatures would make this deck look a lot better. That was a mistake. Drakecatcher over a Bacon to a Pie or a Gourmand. Wow, so many good cards in this pack. Drakecatcher is going to be quite good with our Think Twices. Consuming Aberration. Can I take that over this Eaten Alive? Yeah, I think so. I don't have a whole lot of cards to, or creatures to sacrifice to the Arbiter. But I think it's very much the best card in this pack. I take it. I don't think Time Stop is very good. I have used Time Stop to counter Curator of Destinies once, and that was probably the coolest thing I've done with this format. Curator of Destinies cannot be countered. So when you just end the turn, oof, got him good. Could have had a second Brineborn Cutthroat in our deck with 8 instants. But instead we just have one, and that's okay. Maybe we'll wheel an Adept or a Fleeting Distraction. Probably not. Another Strix Lookout over this Refute. Yeah, I think I need another creature. Maybe. Maybe? Do I? I don't think I do. I think I need more counterspells. Revenge of the Rats. Self-Reflection. Self-Reflection. Oh, another Faebloom trick? That's awesome. Pick 8. Excellent. Nice. Infestation Sage over a Strix Lookout so that we have something to sacrifice to Arbiter? Or do we just take a second Strix Lookout? I'm going to take the Infestation Sage. Fills out the curve well. With 10 instants and a sorcery, I should definitely make room for Talarian Tear. Oh, wheeling a Strix Lookout last pick? Wow, that is awesome. I very much wanted another Strix Lookout. What do we cut? Fleeting Distraction. Likely. What should our last cut be? Now that we have this Strix Lookout. I don't have the best collection of removal. Maybe Witness Protection is a good answer. Just because I'm light on removal. I could play that over the Fleeting Distraction. There are a lot of blue pips. I'll run 10 and 7. Part of me thinks cutting a land here makes sense, since I have 3 Think Twices. All right, I like this. Do I like the Witness Protection? Yeah, I guess I'm winning with flyers often enough. And I want ways to make my Drake Catcher a huge problem early game. All right, let's see what happens. Good hand. Very good hand. I'd prefer this to be an island, but we can always get what we want. That was a nice draw. Bit of overkill, but definitely does the trick. Should have looted away the swamp instead of think twice. Gonna use the stab just so we don't die. Wow. Drawing lots of lands. Wow. Drawing lots of lands. Ten lands before my 8th spell. 11 lands before my 8th spell. Now that's impressive. Well, that's one Banishing Light that's not there to kill Kaito. What a draw. Infestation Sage, so I now even have a blocker for the Lions? Here we go. Consuming Aberration is on the board with a Planeswalker. Our board position is nasty. Does this target opponents? No, each opponent. That's nice. All right. How did a Robbo end up in the graveyard? Oh. Yeah, 2 Fiery Annihilations. Ah, gotcha. I milled it. I was reading the graveyard backwards. All right. Want to know? This deck's fun. We have a Planeswalker. Planeswalkers are fun. Especially for the person playing them. Much less so for the person against them, but beating a Planeswalker feels quite good. They do add something interesting to the game. I like Planeswalkers. Both sides of the board are kind of doing what they're supposed to. Planeswalkers aren't that overpowered unless you go out of your way to make them that way. You usually have to sacrifice a card or two just to keep your engine out so that it can keep producing value. But when your opponent doesn't really do anything, Planeswalkers get out of hand fast. But so do strong creatures, so it's not all that much different. Hopefully he tries to deal 3 damage to it and I can save it with Fleeting Distraction. That would be quite a blowout. No counterspell from our opponent? Okay, well, that's definitely an answer for Consuming Aberration. Can't fault him for that. Yeah, he had to do that. We've had quite a curve here. I guess we didn't curve out that hard. We played Draycatcher and then we held up a bunch of interaction. But getting this 2/2 out of it, huge. I don't even need this to resolve. But I will pay for it. All right. Good game. Hyper control. This deck's awesome. Rethink twices. Lots of interaction. Great card selection. Surveil, prowess, instance, ward. Lots of fun stuff in this deck. I don't like this hand quite enough to keep. No blue sources. I can draw an island over the next couple turns. Might be very, okay, there we go. As long as he doesn't play a flyer. I'm afraid he has an adept or a cutthroat. Hey, look at that. Yeah, I do not want that to resolve. What is going on? Have connection issues or something? What's happening? I'm gonna restart my client because something is wrong. All right. Turn 3 Kaito. Did the trick. Three and 0. This deck's fun. Think Twice's galore. Think Twice's and Flyers and Kaito. Kaito's fun. I got to play with Kaito in, I think, my first draft deck for this set. I'm not sure I did. Oh, no. I got a trophy with that one. Probably find the video in one of my first Foundations drafts on YouTube. I also had a deck with 2 Lilianas in it. That was one of the highlights of my Foundations career. I didn't get 7 wins with that one, though. The deck was good, but couldn't quite pull it off. All right, it's game time. Hopping into game 4. We're 3-0. This looks good. Llanowar Elves, wow. This is a very good turn 1 play. Oh. Well, I suppose we'll get rid of the Bloodthirst Conqueror. If he kicks the Gnarlid Colony, I'll counter it. I would like to loot, so that was the idea here. Maybe he'll just attack. Wow. Resolve the Spinner of Souls. That's game. Wow, outplayed. Baited that counterspell so well. I don't even need it anymore. It's pretty useless. Of course, he has removal too. Oh, our opponent's got all the tricks. All the answers. Good for them. One, two, three, four. It's three. All right, Prowess gives us a free kill. All right, the time has come. Just one. Make sure Kaito survives. Good fight. What a top deck from our opponent. Man, Light Shield Duo is a nice blocker, but I do not want to tap out. Countering that snare spinner would have been a good idea. I could just alt Kaito next turn. Kaito has been alted. And he got rid of his snare spinner. Oh, man. That was kind of his only way to stay in the game, wasn't it? Stab plus a fairy kills a spider. A soul spinner. want to attack with that and this. Exile him, I think, twice. I'll just cast it in response. Kaito. Pretty wild. Wow, our opponent's curve was so nasty, we stabilized very well. That turn where we played Kaito, drew and discard, and then Tolarian Terror for 2 mana, that was awesome. What a game. I say that as if it's over. I mean, he might just play Overrun and beat us. That is a possibility. Attack with flyers and then alt Kaito again. Because why not have 2 emblems that make ninjas? Am I missing something? Kaito made a lot of ninjas. Mucho ninja-o. That was awesome. Four 4-0. Wow, that was a good game. I didn't think we'd be able to pull it off after we resolved that Spinner of Souls through our counterspell. And we missed some land drops. Whew, that one felt good. 4-0. Let's keep it going. What do we have here? All right. Looks like a good hand. How many think twices is enough think twices? I'm not sure. As many as you can get your hands on, in my personal opinion. Ooh, we're getting burst lightninged? All right. It's a game. I was so low on Lightshell Duo when this set first came out. The card is quite good. It has the butt to block anything that costs 3 or less, except the Beastkin Ranger, of course. All right, double blue and a red. Looks like our opponent probably has some sort of counter spell. I'm not going to play Lightshell Duo into that since we have so many instants. I like the idea of a Tolarian Terror being cheap. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to make 2 1/1s. So put some pressure on the board. Be nice to have another blue source, but we're just going to hold up our mana in case our opponent tries something. It's not like we have a counterspell, but we have a couple Think Twices. We have Uncharted Voyage. We have ways to spend our mana if our opponent doesn't do anything. So that makes it safe to pass. And our opponent's just gonna keep passing. That's cool with us. Ah, that's a good one. That's honestly perfect. For us, that is. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what the deck has in store for us. Pilfer? I like the idea of a Pilfer. I like both of these cards, actually. I'm going to keep them. Alright, pass him with 6 mana up. Alright, opponent. What you got? I must see. I must know. Okay. I just don't feel like I really need to use a stab on that. That seems like a better stab target, doesn't it? No. That's pretty funny, actually. Let him counter it if he wants to. I'm going to play Think Twice, hoping that I draw a 6th land. I'd like to play Consuming Aberration and Fleeting Distraction next turn. All right, think twice. Yes. Combo. Oh, wow. What a mill. Milled Fiery Annihilation and Burst Lightning off the top. Good game. Whew, that was brutal. And we've ranked up into Diamond. How about that? Five and 0. Deck's performing quite well. Let's run it. Can we get a clean 7 and 0? Let's worry about that after this game. Let's just win this game and go 6 and 0. Blue-black's a lot of fun to play. It is perhaps the best color combination for Foundations. I don't know if there's some argument for white-black or white-blue being better, but I think blue-black is probably the best. This hand is indeed not a hand. That's what we call a foot. And you don't want foots attached to your arms. This looks more like a hand. Honestly, I really liked the way Light Shell Duo looked in this hand, but oh well. It's the most expensive card, and all of these cards are good and contribute to our curve, so I think we want them all. Control deck, activate. Oh yeah, Karn on the beach next time. You got it, Volt Matt. I'm not afraid to use an emote or two. I'm not above emoting bacon to a pie on our Dreadwing Scavenger. Yeah, I mean, people don't like that card. Gets a lot of hatred thrown at it in the form of pies and lightning strikes. Got it. Have as many rune-sealed walls as you like, friend. I'm actually going to counter that. He's got 2 cards left, and he felt the need to use removal on my Strix Lookout. I ditch the stab because it doesn't look quite so helpful against this opponent. I mean, he probably has scavengers too, but... yeah, maybe I just get rid of this Uncharted Voyage instead. The problem with Rune Sealed Wall setting up your draws for the rest of the game is it costs a card itself. In response, I surveil. Our opponent didn't have a counterspell. He's passing with 4 mana and 3 cards up. Oh, nice. Okay. All right, Uncharted Voyage on the 1/1. I mean, that's 4 mana. He used it. I'll just pass with this Refute up. Still don't really have anything to do. I could loot, but I'm not going to because that would require tapping more lands than I want to. Threecatcher is surprisingly useless on this board. Does he have some sort of removal spell? Why didn't he crack the food? What is he doing? So many questions I have for you, Sire Pyre. Sire Pyre? You know, that's kind of an awkward name to pronounce. I'm not going to try anymore. Hey, look, a Kaito! That will not be resolving, friend. Nay. I said nay. I guess this Draycatcher's kind of bad, isn't it? I guess it blocks the Cutthroat. I don't need to block the Cutthroat. My opponent has a fleeting distraction. Maybe. Nah, he just had priority from the Surveil. I don't know. Maybe he has nothing. If he does one of the Rune Sealed Walls at his upkeep. Oh no, he kept that on top. Yeah, see? Stab wouldn't have even hit that. Well, my opponent's tapped out. I should probably do this now. Had I another third blue mana, I would have played Kaito and Witness Protection on the Scavenger. But that is not the case. Surveilled through 10 of their lands so far. 5 of them are in the yard. I really just want to play this Think Twice and draw an island, but Kaito makes Tolarian Terror unblockable, so I'll just do this. Game. We countered our opponent's Kaito, and we're about to resolve our own. They did not want to deal with that, and I respect that decision. Yeah, I can't imagine Kaito is quite nearly as good in a deck with rune-sealed walls. He's a pretty aggressive planeswalker. You have to attack to tick him up. 6-0. All right. Nice. That guy was too nice for me to hit him with the Karn emote. He threw me a good game before the game was over, so when they say good game instead of just conceding, that's good sportsmanship. It's occasionally easy to forget. You're playing against another person on Arena. It's not just a game, not just a robot, not just a computer. It's a test of fortitude and will and wit. God, I love this game. 2025 is going to be a good year for Magic. As good as Consuming Aberration is, I can't justify putting any of these cards down to keep it. Seeing as it's a 5-drop and we have 2, 3, 4 here. Could have gotten blown out by Thrill of Possibility there, but I felt like it was worth the risk. That card's play rate is pretty low. If you wanted to use a pump spell to get me that way, I would have been fine with it. Light Shell Duo looks like it's going to be a nice fat butt against 2 mountains. Three mountains, on the other hand, Light Shell Duo could be in trouble. Our opponent just has nothing at all to do. That is rough for them. Hey, got the blue mana. We perhaps have a game on our hands. Bolt Wave? Our opponent's trying to burn us down with the Balmor deck, and they definitely stumbled. Alright, Strix Lookout, and then I've got a Refute, and that's going to be a nice 7-0 Felonyus Masterpiece draft deck. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'm ready to speak too soon in this particular situation. Good game. I didn't even have time to give him the card emote. Good games. Heck yeah. 7-0. Blue-black. Kaito deck. How about that? Undefeated trophy. That's what I like to see. This deck was a lot of fun. We first picked Kaito. That's not really that hard of a decision. And after that, we had the option to go black-red or white-black with the next pick. Maybe take a red card. Or what was it? No. Yeah, it was either we take a white card, a white-blue card, a white-black card, or a stab. Oh no, Tatiova. We considered taking Tatiova pick 2. Because we took a blue card pick 1. But stab is the best way to keep Kaito alive and instant speed black cards. We didn't end up with that many black cards. But we got past a bunch of late blue. Saw some real late Think Twices. Even in pack 1. I think we got like a... No, that was a pick 3 Think Twice. We got the rest of our Think Twices later on. But that went quite well. Alright, we're in Diamond, so we still have a few trophies before we're going to make it up to Mythic. But this was awesome. That's a Felonyus masterpiece. 7-0, blue and black. Let's claim our trophy. That was a lot of fun. And Foundations is awesome. Well, personally, I feel excellent about the new year. 2025 is going to be fantastic. And I know I'm like a week into it at this point, but it's been a busy start to the year. Thanks for watching. I'm Felonyus. Appreciate you being here. And see you next time. Thanks. Peace.